Have you ever had one of those nights where you wake up from an awful nightmare, you're there in bed for a moment, but you're drowsy, you're tired, so you drift off back to sleep and you find yourself right back in the same nightmare? Someone commented about this on my video about re-entering the same dream, because I've posted videos about how to re-enter the same dream if you have a good one that you want to revisit. But what about when you have one that you don't want to revisit and you keep finding yourself back there anyway? How can you stop that from happening? Well, I think it helps to understand why it's likely happening in the first place. After all, when you're performing DEILD, or the Dream Exit Induced Lucid Dream Technique, essentially what you're relying on is the fact that you've just come out of a dream, it's very fresh in your memory, and you're only half awake. In fact, depending on how you perform the technique, you might briefly get up out of bed, go back to bed, and then try to re-enter the dream, or you might just lay there, completely still, and try to re-enter it right away. And you'll find that the less you disturb yourself from sleep, the more easy it is to then re-enter that dream that you just left. And it is relying on these two principles. One, you're not fully awake yet, and two, the dream is very much occupying pretty much everything in your mind as you're performing the technique. So, think back to those nightmares that you have where you wake up from them and then you fall back asleep and enter the same nightmare. What are you doing? Same thing. You're not really waking up fully, so you're still half asleep, and you're thinking about that dream. You're preoccupied with that horrible nightmare that you just had, and you're probably thinking, I don't want to have that nightmare again, which is just about as effective as if I say, don't think of a pink elephant, and you actually try not to think of a pink elephant. You're basically performing DEILD with that nightmare, and then getting back into it. So the solution here is to get rid of those two factors as much as possible. So number one, the factor that you're half asleep still. Wake yourself up a bit. You know, go to the bathroom, splash some water on your face, or just get up out of bed for a moment. Just wake yourself up a little bit. You don't want to wake yourself up so much that you can't get back to sleep. Unless, you know, you have slept enough already, then you can just get up if you feel like it. But if you wake up in the middle of the night like this, you probably want to make sure that you don't wake yourself up so much that you can't fall back asleep at all, but you do want to wake yourself up enough that you're not still half asleep and super groggy and about to lapse back into that same dream that you just had. And the next thing that you want to do is you want to change what's in your mind, because if you've just got your mind preoccupied with that nightmare, chances are you're probably going to end up back there. So I just suggest consuming some positive media. You know, you can put on an upbeat song, you can watch a funny video, you can chat with a friend that you trust, or you can read a nice story. Pick something that's lighthearted, that's uplifting, that's very, very far away from the content of your nightmare that you just had. And spend a few minutes just focused on that. Now, how long you spend on it is going to depend on you as an individual. You see, in the past, I used to be the kind of person where I could get up and I could spend an hour awake, I could get out of bed, I could even eat and everything, and I could go back to bed, fall back asleep, no problem. So if that's you, do that sort of thing. Get up, you know, be up for half an hour or something. Watch several videos, listen to some music, basically distract yourself as much as possible and wake yourself up as much as possible. If you can fall back asleep afterwards, do that, and you're going to have the least chance possible of re-entering that nightmare. But chances are a lot of you guys are like how I am now. Now, if I get up, you know, out of bed and I'm more than, say, 10-15 minutes out of bed, I'm not going to fall back asleep. It's just not going to happen. So if that sounds like you, just spend a few minutes. Watch the one funny video on YouTube. Listen to the one upbeat song. Read, you know, a couple of pages of your book or something. Or chat with your friend just for, you know, a few minutes. And it can help to change up your environment while you do this. Maybe even go sleep in a different bed or on the couch. Maybe turn the light on while you're doing this, or maybe just go to a different room for the duration of the process before you get back in bed. If nothing else, just go for a quick bathroom break. But once you're done with this change of environment and you get back in bed, whether it's the same bed that you were in before or you've got into a different one or on the couch, get back in bed, close your eyes, get ready to go back to sleep, and think about something nice and positive. Imagine yourself laying on the beach on a sunny day. Imagine yourself in a cozy cabin by a nice warm fire. Imagine yourself surrounded by the people that you care about, or reliving some awesome happy memory. Basically, act as if you're performing DEILD and envisioning a really nice dream scene to enter. Don't think about the nightmare, just think about this nice dream that you would like to enter instead. And do that until you fall asleep. Now, if you find yourself thinking too much to fall asleep, then you can stop thinking and just allow yourself to drift off, but spend a couple of minutes thinking about this nice place or this nice dream first. I hope you found that helpful. If you'd like to learn more about dreaming and how to take control of your dreams and learn to lucid dream, then really I recommend checking out the Lucid Dream book, my complete guide on how to do that. You can find a link in the top right hand corner or down in the description below, or you can go to gum.co/theluciddreambook. Just be sure to use the code LUCID at checkout for 15% off. Hey guys, so before we end the video, one of my patrons made a little request. They suggested that I ask you guys to meditate on or try to visit a couple of specific locations in a lucid dream. Now annoyingly, due to copyright, I don't have any images of the locations displaying on screen, so I'm just going to put the names of them here as well as a link to where you can find out more about them. The first location is the dark silicate glass in the Atacama Desert, which you can find just by searching for Atacama Desert Glass. And the second location, which the moment I saw, I immediately said I'm going there right away in my next lucid dream, is the Kali Crater. This place looks really peaceful, but it also looks a lot like a spot that I imagine whenever I'm listening to a guided meditation or hypnosis and they ask me to imagine a really relaxing, tranquil spot. And yeah, if you have an interesting experience after meditating on these locations or visiting one of them in a lucid dream, let us know in the comments below. Anyway, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe and enable all notifications so you can stay up to date when my new videos come out. If you want to keep watching, check out one of those videos on screen, go watch that, and I'll see you there soon. Take care and have some awesome lucid dreams.